Hey everyone! So in this video, we're going to be talking about upper body strengthening. So this one is a little bit more targeted towards women, but honestly, it can be unisex because it just depends on what your body composition looks like and what it is. So, just take that for what it is. So this video was actually suggested by one of my fellow YouTubers, Augie Silver Fitness. So if you haven't checked out his channel, definitely go check him out. He is an absolute treat. He just turned 60 years old, and heck, he is probably one of the most energized people that I have ever seen. And he is just so motivational. He's got tons of cool sort of home hacks for how to get your workout in, stay active, stay motivated, all of that kind of stuff. So please go check him out. You'll find a link to his channel below in the description, and actually we'll probably put it up here as well. Well, not the link, but you'll kind of see what it looks like. Okay, so anyways, for this one, this is gonna be less of a follow me, and I'm just gonna give you guys some ideas on how to get that upper body strengthened. So when you're ready, let's get started. All right. So before we get started, I did want to talk about a couple things. So for me, I was able to strengthen my upper body and kind of get there through a lot of yoga. So if you follow me, you probably know I really like some of the most sort of like advanced poses. So I'm really all into inversions, arm balances and stuff like that. And so to be able to do that, you really need to have strong shoulders, strong upper body to be able to hold everything else. So I highly recommend, if you haven't tried that already, to just try it, because honestly, it is so much fun. But I'll give you guys some more sort of, less advanced stuff to kind of start building that upper body strength so that, you can use that for whatever kind of goals that you have and whatever sort of you're looking to do. So the first thing that I think is less is more. So often when you're kind of starting in your fitness journey, often if you're kind of starting out and maybe you don't have a lot of upper body strength, it can be easy to just do way too much at once. And so that can get really demotivating because your form's terrible, you might actually get injured, and honestly, it's not that much fun when you feel like you're not improving, or it feels like you're just not able to do those movements. So to me, less is more, so maybe you start with 1 or 2 reps and you build on that, because form is everything. So care about your form a lot. So we're gonna be talking about that a lot in this video. The other thing that I really want you to focus on is, especially if you're doing like push-ups and you're doing things with body weight, I want you to focus on like firing up the core, and I want you to flatten out the shoulders. So it's really easy to start, if you're getting tired, that will start concaving into the back. You'll start kind of doing this sort of motion like a banana back. So imagine like I'm doing a push-up and now my shoulder blades are coming out, and actually I'm using my back and I'm not using my arms anymore. And so don't do that. So that means you're too tired, or that means that you're taking on a pose that you're just not ready to do, an exercise that you're just not ready to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean anything except for the fact that you just need to build up your progression and build up your strength slowly. So, check that ego out at the door, and, if you feel like you're concaving, then take a step back and stop. All right, so take it down. Less is more, better to start slowly and build up those reps. The other thing is if you want to build strength, the best way to do it is by being slow and controlled. So this is one of the things that I absolutely love about yoga. The slower you go, the more sort of graceful you look, the more effortless you look, the more effort it probably took to make it look like that. So I want you to think about going nice, slow, and controlled, because this is what is going to get you there. It's going to build your strength so that you can handle more reps, so you can handle more advanced stuff and put more weight into whatever you are doing. So I'm going to go through sort of 3 ways that I recommend kind of building up your upper body strength. So the first one is going to be push-ups. Honestly, there's so many different ways that you can do this. So you can do this with an actual push-up. You can do it with like a push-up hold or even a plank hold. You can do this through a Chaturanga, which is basically a yoga version of a push-up. So I'm telling you, I got most of my arm strength from doing lots and lots and lots of Chaturangas. So that's where we're going to start, okay? And Now, when you're doing push-ups, you know, especially I find, like, especially as a woman, and especially if you're starting out, you probably aren't going to have a lot of upper body strength. So doing a chaturanga, doing a full push-up is just, honestly, it's gonna feel impossible. So don't fret, go on your knees, right? Start on your knees. You're still building a lot of strength on your knees. So starting with a chaturanga, so the difference between a chaturanga and a push-up, chaturanga, you're gonna bring your elbows nice and tight to the body, coming all the way down, and then pushing back up, okay? Now, that would be a chaturanga push-up. If you're doing a regular push-up, again, you're going to kind of bring those hands, those elbows out a little bit farther, and then pushing back up. Now, one thing if you're doing push-ups that you really need to pay attention to, and honestly, I find that this also helps with building up your strength and sort of activating the right muscles, is spreading the freaking hand. A lot of people think this is silly, and honestly, I really talk about this a lot, but it honestly makes a very big difference. The reason why is you can tell. So if you're using your body weight and you're not distributing the weight in your palm, then you're putting a lot of pressure on the wrist. This is gonna lead to injury. You're also then not actually leveraging all of the strength that you have because you're not sort of, you know, using all the muscles that you got. So what I want you to focus on is sort of making sure that each of your fingertips is nice on the ground and the palm of your hand is also on the mat. So having this nice sort of structured like foundation is really gonna help you feel so much stronger, okay? So once you've done that, you're on your knees. And so progression one, regardless of whether you're doing a chaturanga or whether you're doing a real push-up, is you're just going to come down and come back up. So again, so if you're starting out, maybe you're gonna start with 1 rep. Maybe you're gonna start with 1 rep, wait 2 days, let yourself sort of recover. Then maybe you're gonna move to 2 reps, then maybe 3 reps, right? Like you don't need to go crazy to build up strength, but you do need to listen to your body and make sure you're thinking about your form. So again, you're tightening up that core is tight, and you're trying to flatten out the back. So you're not caving into the back when you're doing this. Now, as you get more comfortable on your knees, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start doing negatives. So to do a negative, what we're gonna do is pick the knees up, you're gonna come down, then drop the knees and come back up. So on the way down, the knees are up, and on the way back up, the knees are down. So this will help so that one way you've got a bit more weight, and then the other way it's less weight. So again, this is gonna start building that strength for you. And if you feel better about that, eventually you'll pick those knees up off the ground, you'll come down and come back up. But again, this is a full body thing. So sure, there's some weight coming in the arms. You obviously need to build up the strength in your arms, but your core is fired up. Your legs are also working. So don't sort of mistake the fact that your whole body is gonna be working when you do this. All right, so that was push-ups. Now, what we can do too is if you want to sort of build some muscle, you can do this with a static hold. So we can do this by holding our plank like this. And if we want to take it one step further, you can come down and actually hold your plank at a lower point. This puts a lot more pressure in the arms and holding there. Woo. So my arms were feeling it there. So if you want to do a hold, I might recommend something like holding maybe for 10 seconds to start, maybe building up to 30 seconds. And then if you want to get super crazy, maybe holding for a minute, 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes. So just see how you go. Again, you can personalize this for you. All right, second movement, dolphins. So I used to hate this movement when I was in yoga well, I still do yoga. So I don't know why I said when. I did, because I still do it. But when I first started out and the teachers would make us do dolphins, it was my least favorite pose. I didn't have enough shoulder strength. Over time, I've been able to build it up, so this pose is a lot less painful for me. And so if you're starting out and doing this and it's painful, I hear you, I feel you, but do it anyway. Okay. So to do dolphin, what we're gonna do is stay on our knees. Hands are gonna come clasped together. elbows are here. So you might want to sort of see if you can grab your elbows with your hands. Hands are clasped together. Okay. From here, what you're going to do is bring those hips all the way up, and I want you to walk your feet in as much as you can. All right, from here, you're going to either hold here. So this is going to be holding your dolphin plank, just like this. And I want you to have some weight in the hands here, and I want you to also push back here in the upper arms. So again, so this is gonna feel painful. Well, not painful, just really uncomfortable, and it's not fun. So you're gonna push back here with the elbows, core's active, legs are also fired up, holding here. Now, if you're feeling fairly strong here, then maybe you're gonna go to your dolphin push-ups. So that is, you're gonna bring your head over the hands and push it all the way back and over and back, coming onto your knees whenever you need a break. Again, you don't have to go crazy here, right? So maybe you do 5 reps. Maybe you do that a couple times. Maybe you just do 5 reps and that's all you do, right? So just slowly build up these movements. If you need to come down to your knees frequently, then absolutely do that. All right, so that was dolphins. Now the third one, I'm gonna come and stand. So the third one is gonna be just body weight arm exercises. So in a lot of my workouts, I try to include some kind of like an arm burn. And so what I'm gonna do is just show you some of the different movements that you can do to build your own arm burn. Now, arm burns are great. You can do this from wherever you are. You can also grab like those Pilates balls. They're about £1 each. You can put those in each palm. If you've got dumbbells, you can even have the dumbbells while you do this, but honestly, you don't need it. So if you're building arm strength, I highly recommend doing the arm burn. It also really helps to get that toned look in your arm, and it'll just help you build some strength. All right. So here's a couple moves for you to consider when you're building your own arm burn. So from here, what you're gonna do is you're always gonna wanna open up here through the chest and bring those shoulders away from the ears. So from here, coming into like a T position. So one is palms are facing down and just pulsing here. So when I do my arm burns, I like to hold these for about 30 seconds for each pose. But I mean, you can hold these for a minute, you can hold them for longer if you choose. And so, you know, just play with your body, see what this feels like, right? Maybe you do 10 seconds to start. You know, I like to do arm burns typically for about, I don't know, somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes for the whole thing. But I mean, you can always jack it up and do 5 minutes if you like that. If you don't have that much time, then that's cool too. And what's great about the arm burn is you can do this in front of the TV. I do it all the time, like watching TV and just, you know, just pumping those arms. So there's this one, you can also pump them forward. So that'll get kind of into the side here and the underarm. So just like this, super easy. Again, core is always active, so try and keep that tight. Next, you can take the arms and bring them all the way up and back to the T. You can do shoulder presses, so coming out and up, out and up, just like this. You can also bring the arms forward and out, forward and out. And you can come into an L position, bring those elbows together. And another good one is you can do chest flies. So bringing the arms out, pulsing twice, coming to the center, pulsing twice, coming back to the center, and other side. And just repeating that. So many options that you can do. These are so easy to do at home. You can even add arm circles into this if you want to, making them a little bit smaller. So maybe you don't want to do the pulses, you want to do the circles instead to get a little bit more movement going. Reverse those circles. So many options, right? So those are what I would recommend if you're trying to really build your upper body strength, especially if you do not have a lot of shoulder strength, not a lot of any arm strength, maybe you're trying to build it, try to see if you can include any of those exercises into your routine. And again, you don't need to go crazy, right? You don't need to start with like 20 reps and do that like 3 or 4 times. Like, I mean, you can, and by all means, if you want to, go for it. But what I'd recommend is start smaller, right? Go slower, go more controlled. Maybe you do 2 reps, and then maybe in a couple days you do another 2 reps. And then maybe eventually you build into 10 reps, you know, just take it slow, listen to your body, and never sacrifice form. Because if you're concaving into your back, I'll tell you, you're not getting the benefit out of the exercise that you're trying to get. And so really you're just wasting your time, and you're probably gonna get injured, which means you're not gonna be able to move. And honestly, who wants that? Not me, and I'm sure you don't either. So slow it down, quality reps over quantity, and just build it for your body, right? So that's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed my take on how to build upper body strength, especially for a woman, especially if you are just looking to start out. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification, and then all to make sure that you're getting the updates on when we're posting. Right now, we've changed our posting schedule. We're mainly posting about once a week for a main video, and every other week we do a yoga class live stream. So definitely come hang out with us, come check it out, and let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. I hope that this was helpful, and I think I covered everything. Oh, Instagram and website, make sure you check those out. We are always posting on Instagram with lots of communication on what's going on. If you don't have Instagram, check out our website. We do have our Instagram feed on the website too that you can check out. And I think I've covered it now, so thanks again so much for joining me. Thanks again, Augie, for making the suggestion for this video. I think this was awesome, and till next time, I'll see you later, guys. Bye.